Welcome to the Jaron Jarvis channel. I am Jaron Jarvis. Today, I would like to introduce to you 3questions.net. For all my life, I had never experienced true fear before. The sensation whereby you know that you are going to die in the next few moments, and that every breath you take might be your last, that feeling had always felt unknown to me, but now, I know exactly what it feels like. Maybe I should explain myself first, and tell you what exactly happened at the Baker household a few days ago, not that crap you read in the news. Why? It was my fault. My friend, Thomas, was a strange individual. Every day at school, he would talk to me about some new thing he found on the web, something mysterious, when I knew his computer had been infected with another virus again. That was Thomas for you, always clicking on another ad that promised him all the secrets in the universe or whatnot, and then acting like he wasn't scammed for the 255th time this year. Needless to say, I still enjoyed his company, and could tolerate his utter gullibility, even when it could really harm him. One day, at lunch, he told me about this new site he found while digging through some forum I had never even heard of before, and he promised that it would not destroy my computer with some worm or Trojan or something. It was called 3questions.net, and it was pretty simple to understand. Obviously, you got to ask only three questions to some bot who would then give you the right answers to the questions, all the time. You could restart the conversation at any time, as long as you still hadn't asked all your 3 questions. The catch was, after answering the questions, the bot will then ask you a question, and you had to answer it correctly and truthfully, or else bad things will happen to you, or so the forum said, according to Thomas. Now, I was quite skeptical about all this. The last time Thomas promised anything, I had to severely reformat my hard drive after it got corrupted by looping images of dancing cats with clown masks that just kept coming back. However, I told him I would look at it, see what it was, scold him if it was a lie. This excited him, and he ended up talking about his questions, and what he should ask next. Eventually, school was over, and I waved goodbye to him. One last thing, Thomas called to me, "Don't be a smartass, and think you can outsmart the bot." I just rolled my eyes at this statement. I mean, it was a bot. Why did I need to care about its feelings or whatnot? I thought. I went home that night, ate some awful spaghetti cooked by my awful chef mother, and opened my laptop after going up to my room. After watching the usual videos from videos and feeling bored, I remembered Thomas's website. Crossing my fingers hard, I went to 3questions.net, hoping it wouldn't give me a virus. It didn't. The website was pretty simple, with a chat box, and some rules, almost like it was some kind of chat room. I browsed through the rules quickly, having heard it from Thomas just now. Basically, you must indicate what questions you want to ask with the general 1, 2, 3 numbering, otherwise the bot wouldn't understand what you were asking. I took a look at the chat box. J. Baker has entered the session. Anonymous_R is waiting for your question. I chuckled at this. Anonymous_R? What a stupid username, even for a bot. I thought, and still chuckling, I began to type in the box, hoping to humor both the bot and Thomas the next day. J. Baker, hello? Anonymous_R, hi. I'm the question bot, and any question you ask will be answered with accuracy and efficiency. Now, what is your first question? J. Baker, just a minute. Is what you said true? Anonymous_R, all of it. J. Baker, how do you know? Anonymous_R, I know you. I know everyone. Okay, that unsettled me for a minute there. J. Baker, alright, then question 1, how well do you know me, stupid bot? Anonymous_R, you're Jonathan Reese Baker, 18 years old, currently living on 14 Pinewood Drive with your mother, Mary Baker. Your father went missing 10 years ago, and you still hold his last letter to you, wishing for the day when he would come back and tell you where he has been, even though I'm afraid he cannot do anymore. Your best friend is Thomas Sheridan, and he has talked to me yesterday, but I'm afraid to say that he has, precisely 3 minutes 50 seconds ago, failed to answer my question correctly, and I closed the laptop. What the heck? How did it know so much? I mean, of course any hacker could get this information in some way, but this bot was so accurate. That was when I first felt scared, like I suddenly just realized I was being watched by something, and that it knew what I was doing right now. I was too afraid to reopen my laptop, and I instantly went to bed, unable to sleep now. I tossed and turned, hoping that it was all going to be better the next day. Unfortunately, it wasn't better the next day. Apparently, Thomas had been in an accident, as the authorities said. His body had been found in his bedroom, horrifically mangled and destroyed by something. His laptop was found nearby, also destroyed, seemingly out of no reason. Eventually, without any evidence to go on, the authorities labeled the cause of death as fatal injuries caused by overheating and subsequent explosion of laptop. I didn't say anything about the ridiculousness of the conclusion, or during the investigation, or even at school. All that I was thinking was that Thomas had been killed by that bot. It said he had answered its question wrongly. Pretty soon, my fear turned to anger, and the night after Thomas' death, I rushed back to my room, pulled open my laptop, and began furiously typing in the chat box. J. Baker, I know you did it. Anonymous_R, I'm afraid you are gonna have to be more specific than that, Jonathan. What did I do? I am, after all, just a stupid bot. J. Baker, why did you have to kill Thomas, just because he wrongly answered your stupid question? Why? Anonymous_R, remember the rules. J. Baker, question 2, why did you kill Thomas when he didn't answer your stupid question? Anonymous_R, didn't I say it in my rules? Bad things will happen when people answer my question wrongly. Poor Thomas didn't listen, and now he is punished for his ignorance and gullibility. Oh, I forgot you two were best friends. My bad, smiley face. I was pissed. Who did this bot think it was? Some kind of god? No, I cannot let this bot win. I have to ask it a question that will surely stump it. I thought. J. Baker, alright smartass, here's my final question. Are you ready? Anonymous_R, I was born to answer your questions, Jonathan. J. Baker, question 3, can you prove to me that you are real? Anonymous_R, I can try. Anonymous_R left the session. As soon as it left the session, I felt an unease, like something was coming. I instantly regretted that decision, but I had no way of undoing its mistakes. The fear built up in me, and I just couldn't stop shaking. It was like I was suffocating in this sudden darkness, and I was about to witness pure evil. However, after a few minutes, the feeling was gone, and I heaved a sigh of relief, thinking it was all over. Dinner time, Thomas. My mother called from downstairs. Oh right, dinner. I was so focused on thinking about Anonymous_R that I forgot about dinner. I thought as I happily opened the door to my bedroom and prepared to go downstairs. I can't believe your stupidity, Jonathan. Did you seriously forget about that question you just asked me? Here's your answer, right down here. I stopped. My heart was almost exploding out of my chest now. That feeling. True fear. I was feeling it right now. That sensation, that I was going to die in a few moments' time to that thing. It had taken over my mother. She looked normalish, but her eyes were jet black now, and she had a wide smile on her face that shouldn't have been possible on a human. Furthermore, that voice that came out of her was definitely not hers. It was unnatural. Almost devilish. I just stood there, in a cold sweat, as IT started to walk slowly towards the stairs with unnatural strength. Now, Jonathan Rhys Baker, it is time for you to answer my question. It screamed, floorboards cracking under its feet. I'm always watching you, never faltering, always knowing. It reached the stairs now, and once it took hold of the banister, it broke under its power. I am the Reaper of Souls, the all-knowing being, the judge of your fate. It was halfway up the stairs, and now its body contorted and twisted, its mouth opening to reveal rows upon rows of sharp teeth, no, knives, ready to kill its next victim. Me, I am your fucking god. WHO. AM. It was now on the same floor, just a few steps away from me. If I didn't answer soon, I would die, the same way as Thomas did, maybe even worse. Instinctively, I blurted out the first answer that came to my mind. You're the devil. You're Lucifer, in the flesh. I shouted out loud. It laughed, a high, piercing laugh that sent shivers down my spine. Congratulations, Jonathan Rhys Baker, you've answered my question correctly and truthfully. Thank you for your time, have a good day. It shrieked, as it collapsed on the floor, just 1 or 2 meters away from me. Silence descended upon the house again, and I was left alone, with the now contorted, disfigured body of what had once been my mother. The feeling of true fear that I felt was now dissipating, and for the first time in the few days since I went on that site, I finally, truly felt relief. So, what you read in the news about what happened to Mary Baker isn't true. I didn't kill my mother, I truly did see what happened to her, I'm not crazy. All I can tell you, truthfully and honestly, right now, is that if you go on 3questions.net for whatever insane reason, make sure you know the answer to its question. Or else, bad things will happen.